Here's my January 2020 recap. Happy Chinese New Year, everyone! This is when we wear red and really visit each other's houses, me and my relatives. It's really the Chinese Thanksgiving. So there's a bit of a cattiness, people talking, people asking very intrusive questions. I don't know if that happens during Thanksgiving, but this is when we do it. I want to share with you some of my highlights of January and some things I've gone through. If you enjoy this kind of recaps, please feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to know about my life. I'm not really going to cover a lot about Chinese New Year this year because it was kind of a muted affair because of my dad's health stuff that I think I talked in my previous recaps. So nothing much to say about there, but I just wanted to share that this month I applied for a new job. I didn't get it, but it was a really strenuous affair. I really had to ask myself really tough questions and find out how under-equipped I am and how outclassed I am by a certain role or what they're looking for that role. I got really constructive feedback and criticism from the management that interviewed me, so that was really helpful. But at the same time, sometimes when you look at the gap and it feels too far and it might not be something you want to cross because you're not even sure what's on the other side, I think it's okay to let go. And at this point in time, I don't feel that confident to really try to close this gap. I'm gonna just let this experience go for now, take the feedback in, see what I want to work on in the meantime. But it was a really constructive, helpful moment. It was just really tough. It was really, I wouldn't say it was a tower moment. It's more of a kind of Five of Swords reverse kind of moment for me. And I wanted to share with you the TV series that really got me through this tough time, and it's called Steven Universe and Steven Universe Future. I don't know how many people enjoy cartoons, but Steven Universe is a wonderful series. It's really heartwarming. It's like deceptively simple. It gets really complex. People who like crystals, please watch the show because they have characters based on crystals. So the first three characters you'll be introduced to are Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. And then there's Steven, who is like the main character of the show. And recently there's this Steven Universe Future and the Steven Universe movie that came out, and one of the songs from the movie really struck me really super hard. It's called Happily Ever After. I wouldn't recommend searching it on YouTube and watching the whole song or listening to the whole song because they're full of spoilers. The whole song is a recap of the whole series for the movie. So if you didn't watch the series, you can effectively catch up and just watch the movie by itself. But I don't recommend you do that. I really recommend watching the whole series through. Apologies if the audio is weird at the beginning. I'm not going to refilm that just because honestly can't be bothered. I just did something and hopefully the audio is working right now. I just wanted to share with you the song Happily Ever After, just the chorus, to show you how inspiring it can be to really enjoy where you are in the moment and how far you have come. Here we are in the future. Here we are in the future and it's bright. Nothing to fear, no one to fight. I can't believe we've come so far. Happily ever after, here we are. Okay, another song from the series is called Love Like You. I really enjoy that one also. That one has nothing to do with the story, so you can feel free to go listen to it. Love Like You by Rebecca Sugar. She's the creator of the whole series and she sings that song. And it plays during the ending credits, but it's such a lovely song. The bridge really touches my heart. I would sing that for you guys, but I think there's enough singing for one video, so we'll move on to the next series I wanted to talk about, which I finished in 2 days. It's Sabrina. A lot of mixed feelings about the third part in this in the whole Sabrina series. I didn't like the ending. I didn't enjoy the many plot threads there were this season. I wish things were kept more simple. I did enjoy seeing some of the gods come back. It's still a fun romp, but I'm a bit disappointed by part 3 just because of some of the characters, how they acted and how they wrapped things up. I really didn't like how they wrapped things up. Just watch it. I'm not going to spoil anything. I find it a fun watch if you don't take it too seriously, but there are characters that I really enjoy in the show and I don't like how they were portrayed, or I don't like how their storylines went. That's just the downside to being a fan of a show, because creators can do anything to the characters. And an example of this is Riverdale, which I really enjoyed the first season, and then season 2 it just went to shit, so I gave up. Apart from TV series, there were 2 books that I finished this month, and it's The Institute by Stephen King. I really recommend this book. I finished it also in a day. I couldn't stop reading it, even though I had a lot of things to do. I just read it. It's a great book. It was interesting. You know, Stephen King knows how to build a world and really suck you in. And the other one is called The 3-Body Problem, which wasn't an easy read at all. It took me a while to really get to it, and at some point in time I just wanted to know how it ended. So even though it was full of a lot of bloated explanations, I had to finish it. I had no choice. I don't know if that makes sense. I had no choice. I had to finish it. Then let's talk about the decks I used this month. The main decks I used were the Carnival at the End of the World. A review of this deck should come out pretty soon. And I really enjoyed this deck. Spoiler alert. So anyone who watches my review, you know that you will know I love this deck. People who follow me on Instagram also will know that I love this deck. This deck, you know, I don't want to say it, even though because I find it cringy and I don't agree with the term, but this was the first deck that I felt like could be a soul deck, whatever that means. You know, it makes me feel something every single time I see a card. You know, like the star, the nervous system, the coral, the starfish. You know, the Fool, Last Judgment. I don't know why the majors are all on top. That's so strange. The Page of Swords. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone feels the same way, but this deck is incredible. I really like this deck. I recommend everyone to buy this. So that recommendation will be in my review, but I will also talk about more of the critical parts of the deck which I don't really enjoy, or you know, especially about the book. I have a lot of comments on the book, so just watch that. The other deck that I also really played with this month is the Buddha Tarot. I'm slowly trying to get back to using this deck. I enjoy the imagery. It's just that the suits were really difficult to get, like two of Varias. I don't know if this is you know, the swords. I also have problems with this deck with the major arcana, just because they show some of Buddha's journey, which I don't really know if it really suits the meaning of the card. Also, this is a Robert M. Place deck, so some of the cards mean different things compared to the RWS, because the book, the big book that comes with this deck is out of print. I'm only referring to this tiny one, this little white book. So the Buddha Tarot Companion is out of print. This little white book, I don't know if it's enough for me. At the same time, I do enjoy the imagery. I do enjoy the art. So 7 of Lotuses, that's the 7 of Wands. So it's someone fighting off a snake, so that kind of makes sense. But there are others that don't. I'm also using this deck just because I have really planned out my depth year of 2020, and it'll come up in a video soon, hopefully. And I'm not supposed to buy decks, so maybe this is an anti-haul move, but I really kind of want the Alchemical Tarot of the Magnum Opus for the longest time, also done by Robert M. Place, and I'm using this deck just to stave off that desire for that deck, because I don't think I need that deck. Apart from these 2 tarot decks that I've been using, also been using the Green Glyphs Lenormand. I'm hoping to create a review for this deck because it's a lovely Lenormand deck. The book is fantastic, the cards are fantastic. I think out of all the Lenormand decks I own, this is the Lenormand deck. This is the one I would stick to and use, and I don't need another Lenormand deck ever, I think. Unless, you know, I'm just being greedy again, but again, this is my depth year, and I'm hoping to really limit my deck buying and really be more conscious about the decks that I buy. I really like this deck. This is a perfect Lenormand deck. The colors, the imagery, the art style is very me. I even have this special satchel for it. I have to use this deck. The next thing I did this month, finally finished the majors for my ritual coloring for the SKT. I finally colored in the majors. I hope I can show you what they look like right now, so you can take a look at how I colored it, what symbols I chose. You know, a lot of it was intuitive. I didn't really pick something on purpose. Sometimes it was, you know, a struggle to really decide which symbol I wanted to color. At the same time, I didn't want to color more than necessary because I feel like it's meant to be special. So if you color in everything it becomes less of a focus on that symbol. So that's what I did, and that's what I went with. I finished the majors. I think Benabel Ben does say that, you finish that first journey after you color the majors, and now you go on to the next one. So I'm taking my time to really finish this coloring ritual, and I hope at the end of it I do feel more of a discernible presence with my Holy Guardian Angel. The Sabrina series introduced another Holy Guardian Angel, another Favashi, another term for it, and they use Metet, which I think it's voodoo. I'm not so sure yet. I need to do more research into that, but I love that every single culture has that idea of the HGA, and I want to read more about Metets and what they are. The Metet that guards you is based on the Lua. I hope I didn't mess anything up. If anyone knows more about the Metet or anything like that, please feel free to sound off below. I want to hear more. Anyway, that's it for my January. I don't think it was a very particularly eventful month, apart from Chinese New Year, apart from the grueling nature of my job interview that took a lot of time from deck making and deck exploring, and work on my esoteric self, work from my depth here. A lot of that time was taken away because I was trying to prepare for the interview. So apart from that, everything else has been pretty quiet. I really want to set my goals right for 2020, even though it's the end of January already. Whoops, time seems to just pass by so quickly. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my ramblings. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and you guys have a great rest of the day. You take care. Bye!